Hi, I'm Antonio Centeno. I'm the founder of Real Men, Real Style. Today I'm going to be speaking with you about how to wear a sports jacket with jeans. Now this is something pretty easy for me to do. I love wearing this outfit, so I'm happy to share this with you. And I'm also happy to announce we have a new premium sponsor, Lee Jeans. Now, yeah, it's a bigger company. I've usually worked with smaller boutique companies, but I'm really excited to bring Lee Jeans on because you can go to your local JCPenney's, you can go to your local Nordstrom's, you can go to stores all across North America. I don't know about the world. I'll have to do a little bit more research on that. But you guys can easily get these jeans and they're at a pretty affordable price. And I've got a pair of their new modern series on right now. They're the Cobra, kind of, cool sound in there. But what I like about these is when I tried them on, when I looked at the quality, I was like, wow, this is a really nice pair of jeans for the price point. I'm talking well under $50. I'm going to link over to their website. Go check them out. But I'm really happy to bring them on. They're going to allow me to bring to you a lot of great content. So let's go ahead and jump into it. How do you wear a sports jacket with jeans? Well, there are two things you got to focus on: the sports jacket and the jeans. And I'm going to talk about the shirt, what type of footwear, belt, all of that. Actually, I go into a lot more detail in the article, which I'll link to down below, and I'll talk about it briefly in this video. So quickly, let's talk about the jeans. First off, you've got to have the right pair of jeans. Probably easy for a lot of you guys. You probably have a pair that fits you really well, but is the style correct? So first, let's talk about the fit. You can go with medium rise. You can even go with low rise. You can go with a higher rise. That really is going to be covered up by the sports jacket, so not that big of a deal. But what you want to do is you want to make sure you get the style right. So you want to go with a slim to a straight to possibly a boot cut. You don't want to go for the loose fit and you don't want to go for skinny jeans. Just either of those ends, far end of the spectrum, they're not going to work for you. So go for probably a straight, more modern fit. After that, you want to make sure you get the fabric right. So you may have the fit right, you may have a favorite pair of jeans, but if they're faded, if they're too light colored, it's just not going to work. Got some examples here. Of course, Lee Jeans sent me these. This is about as faded as I like to go. It's got a little bit of a wash in it. Not a super dark color, but it's a nice straight fit. So that would be an option. You could go with a stark black. So depending on what type of a sports jacket, you're not going to want to match it with a brown, but you could look to match this with something in olive with a lighter color. And so even a black could work. You could go with an indigo. Now these jeans, just so you guys know, I'm also talking with other brands. Made by Buckley Denim. My friend Jim Buckley puts these together out in Vero Beach. And this is a very nice dark indigo. It's a good fabric. He uses it's a raw fabric, it's selvage denim, and this is going to be a bit higher end. Oftentimes raw jean, or just type in raw jeans. You can do the research on that. But I will tell you that when you're looking for waterless jeans that were made during a process where there was no pulling out of they used the indigo dye and that wasn't pulled out, these actually have to be taken care of very carefully. All of a sudden the price starts to go up. I can tell you that we're looking at $200 a pair. And you can even get custom made jeans. As you guys know, I know the guys over at Brown Dean. My friend Christopher runs that company, and he makes custom denim. So if you're a really tall basketball player, this is the guy that can help get you in a great pair of jeans, custom made to your body. The price point's going to be a bit higher, but you're going to be able to get what you want. So making sure that the fabric is right. We just talked about that. Don't go for like a stone wash unless you're a rock star, unless you're playing in a band, unless you can pull it off and you've got the confidence. Understand, I'm laying out these rules. This is for the guy that's just starting off and wants to be classic conservative. If you're a bit more fashion forward, if you know what you're doing, listen to the rules, kind of understand where I'm coming from, but you can forge your own path. So we talked about fit, we talked about color, and we talked about style. Let's go ahead and we'll leave the jeans. Let's go to the sports jacket. Okay, so 3 of my favorite colors with sports jackets. If you've watched any of my videos, you know I've got a brown jacket, I've got a blue jacket, I've got an olive jacket, I've got a few other jackets I occasionally bring in, but those are my favorites. So those 3 colors I find really complement most men's complexions. You can bring in a lighter, let's say you've got sandy blonde hair, you can start to bring in lighter colored jackets. For me, they won't work as well. They would kind of make me look a little bit washed out on these videos. But for a man who has blonde hair, strawberry, reddish hair like that, those are going to look great. Now, I give you a number of examples over in the article, so go check that out. Now, let's talk about grays, blacks, everything that goes from very light colored, almost white, off-white, to black. Basically, all the grays in between there, the grayscale. Those can work as well. Now, those type of colors, if you're going to go really dark, like a stark contrast, like a black, you're going to want to make sure that your jeans aren't so dark that it starts to look like you're trying to put together a suit from a distance. The same with, now with lighter colored jackets, it's going to be a lot easier. So light grays, medium grays, off-whites, all of those can work with darker colored jeans, but you don't want to go too dark because then it almost looks like a black and white combination. So if that makes sense, go check out again the article. I show a lot of pictures there and I go into a lot more detail. So we've talked about the fabric and we've talked about solids. Another thing to look to introduce are patterns. So introduce some interesting patterns, something that clearly sends the signal. This is a sports jacket. You're not trying to wear a suit jacket as a sports jacket. Now, I'm not really talking so much about blazers here, but you can wear blazers with jeans. It's a bit more of, I would say, a fashion-forward look than a sports jacket with jeans. And if you need help on what the difference is between a blazer and a sports jacket, I've got a great article over at The Art of Manliness. I'll try to link to it, but I will also be going into more depth on that later on in the year. But you can Google that and just check out. I do have a video on it that I talk about that. So let's talk about the fit of the jacket. Make sure your jacket fits you. Your jeans are going to fit you. And if your jeans fit you well and your jacket fits you horribly, it's just going to give a signal that something is off, and people are going to notice that. If your jacket is too large and your jeans fit you really well, or even a little bit closer, it's going to be a mismatch of fit. And so you want to make sure your jacket fits you a little, slim. If you're a smaller guy, that it fits you close to the body. If you're a larger guy, still can fit you close to the body. Just make sure it's tucked in on the right places and it's not tight in and around the midsection or wherever you carry your weight. We've talked about fabrics, patterns, we've talked about fit. Let's go ahead and talk more about the style of the jacket. The danger with wearing a jacket with jeans is a lot of guys try to wear a suit jacket with jeans. So don't wear anything that is a suit jacket unless it is navy and it can be pulled off or looked like a blazer. And the only way I really see this happening is if you change out the buttons or if it is made from a fabric that's a little bit off of the worsted wool. Now, if you wear it with confidence and it's all you got, go for it. I know guys that do this because they like to travel light, but I like to go and I like to change up. If I'm going to have a navy jacket that I'm wearing with jeans, I like to change up the style a bit. So I like to possibly have patch pockets, make it a bit more casual, and getting back to the fabric, I like to use something that's more of a, not so much a worsted wool, but we're bringing in maybe a hop sack or a flannel. So stuff like that can help show that it's not a suit jacket. So we've talked about jeans. We've talked about the jackets. Shirts, I like to go for regular dress shirts with a white base, maybe bringing in a little bit of a pattern. Here you're going to see I've got a, what color is this? Oh, that's lavender. So it's got almost a white base, and then we brought in a lavender stripe. So this one would be probably about the center of attention if I was wearing a dark, which I do actually have a pair of dark jeans on. I've got this brown jacket. So whenever somebody sees me, their focus is going to be right here in the throat, in the neck area, which is fine because that leads right up to my face, and that's what I want to do. I also like whites. White is a very simple shirt. I mean, you should have probably at least 3 solid white, classic ones that fit you well in your wardrobe. Anytime those can be worn with a jacket, it's going to give it a very stark contrast, and that's going to give it a more formal look. You want to bring that down. Perhaps you want something a bit more approachable. Consider a pattern on that white, like a butcher stripe or even a pinstripe or something like that. So let's talk about footwear. Now, whenever I'm wearing my what I really like about when I'm wearing the jeans with the sports jacket is I can bring in my Western boots. So this is something, it's more, maybe I can't pull it off up in the Northeast, although I have worn this in Canada. But I find when I go down to Texas, when I'm in Austin, judging at the Venture Lab investment competition, this is my go-to outfit. I just like the way it feels. It fits well with Texas and the mentality. And I grew up in West Texas on a ranch, so I can do that. Not everyone can do that, I understand. And not all you guys want to get Western boots. You could look to dress boots. I think those work really well. They're not as flashy as Western boots. The heel isn't as high. And dress boots, so looking at Wolverine 1,000 Miles, or a number of the brands are coming out with very nice laced up dress boots. You can also look at simply bringing in a more casual type of dress shoe. Don't go with sneakers. It's just very few people, unless you're, again, a rock star, maybe you can pull off a pair of Converse. Don't also wear too formal of a dress shoe. So Oxfords, stay away from, especially in black. It's just not going to work with the jeans. So let's talk about accessories. This is where you can really accessorize. Love always pull the pocket square. Consider maybe a few pieces of jewelry if you're into that. If you're into necklaces, if you're into bracelets, if you're into rings, go for it. This is a time when, because oftentimes I find the jeans don't necessarily match exactly with a tie unless there are ways to pull it off. And I do talk about that in the article, but I usually go open neck here. So this is where the pocket square really grabs a lot more of attention. And you can also wear a watch that would look good with the ensemble. So we've talked about shirts, footwear, accessories. Again, I go into a lot more detail in the article, so go check it out. And that's about it. Now, how do you get started? Practice, practice, practice. It may feel a little bit strange putting these two together, but practice wearing it. It's like going to the gym. You have to do it, you have to get comfortable, and then you're going to be able to pull it off with ease. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one. If you want to learn more about men's style, you know where to go. Go check out Real Men, Real Style. I've got a free 47-page ebook. Think you'll enjoy it. And if you like this video, if you enjoyed it, well, I'd appreciate the like and subscribe if you want more like this. Take care. Bye-bye.